welcome to the Daily English Podcast.
Thanks so much for having me back.
Oh, absolutely. So for today, we have a really special deep dive planned for you.
We do. It's a really interesting one today.
Yeah, it's all about memory, growing up, and, unpacking family history.
Right. And we're using a lot of real stories today, like actual conversational transcripts from normal people.
Exactly. Real people sharing their earliest memories, their teenage years, and what happens when dreams hit reality.
It's a huge collection of stories. Very honest stuff.
Super honest. So let me ask you this. Have you ever, gone up into an attic and found a dusty box of old family photos?
Oh, yeah. Usually shoved way in the back of a closet somewhere.
Right. And you pull out this old faded picture, maybe it's a crinkled Polaroid.
Yeah.
And you're looking at the people you only know as mom and dad.
But they aren't mom and dad in the picture?
No. They're 22 years old.
Kids, really?
Yeah. They're standing in some random driveway. They look nervous, maybe a little rebellious.
Yeah.
And totally unsure of themselves.
It's a crazy feeling, right? Because to a kid, parents are like these perfect authorities.
They have the rules. They know everything.
Exactly. You think they have a secret manual for life. But then you see that photo and you realize, wait a minute, they were just winging it.
They were just figuring it out, just like you are doing right now.
It really shatters the illusion.
It totally does. And that feeling, that weird mix of memory and realizing the truth about our parents, that is our mission today.
We are going to explore why our memories shape us and why we forget to ask our family the big questions.
Until it's too late, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's a big part of it.
So we want this deep dive to be really clear. And we have to start with how we actually remember things as kids.
Because it's not like a movie.
No, it's really not. You don't have a timeline in your head with dates and times.
Right, your brain doesn't work like a history book.
So how does it work? Because when I look at the sources, it's all about the senses.
Yes. Senses are like a time machine. Smell, taste, sound, sight, touch.
They just bring you back.
Instantly. Exactly. One specific smell can just bypass all your thoughts and drop you right into a memory from 20 years ago.
Okay, let's talk about smell first, because there's a really specific story in the transcripts about this.
The antique shop story.
Yes. So someone is walking in an antique shop and they smell old books.
Like that dry, dusty, kind of sweet smell.
Yeah, like vanilla and old paper. And the second they smell it, they aren't an adult anymore.
They are instantly back at their grandmother's house.
Sitting on the rug, feeling totally safe.
Yeah.
How does a smell do that? How does it hijack your brain?
Well, it's actually biological. It's how our brains are built.
Really?
Yeah. So when you see or hear something, your brain takes time to process it. It goes to a part of the brain that thinks logically.
Okay.
But smell is different. The part of your brain that smells things has a direct, fast connection to the emotional part of your brain.
The amygdala, right?
Yes, the amygdala. It processes strong feelings, and it also connects directly to the hippocampus, which handles memories.
So there's no filter.
No filter at all. It's an old survival tool. If a caveman smelled a dangerous animal, he couldn't stop to think about it.
He just had to run.
Exactly. Run or don't eat that bad food.
Wow. So today, that same survival trick just makes us remember grandma's house.
Right. It bypasses logic and gives you pure emotion.
That makes total sense. And taste works the same way, right?
Very much so. Smell and taste are closely linked.
There was that story about chocolate chip cookies.
Fresh out of the oven.
Yeah, biting into a warm cookie and just flashing back to the childhood kitchen.
Aww.
But my favorite one was the pancakes.
Oh, the Saturday morning pancakes. That was a great story.
So this person's father used to make a giant stack of pancakes every Saturday, like 10 to 15 pancakes.
That is a lot of pancakes.
Drowning in butter and maple syrup. But what's really interesting is that the memory isn't actually about the food itself.
Right. It's not about how good the recipe was.
No, it's about the feeling around it. It was Saturday, no school, no rushing to find backpacks.
No loud TV in the background.
Just sitting with family, feeling completely safe.
And that taste of maple syrup gets permanently locked together with that feeling of safety.
Because when you were a kid, you have total freedom.
Total freedom from consequences.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to pay bills.
You don't worry about the dentist or paying rent. So going to get ice cream is like a huge, massive adventure.
It is. The states of the real world haven't hit you yet. Your brain just absorbs the joy.
And we see this with sound, too, like music.
Oh, music is a huge trigger.
There was one person who talked about a pop song. I think it was Call Me Maybe.
Yeah, super catchy song.
Very kitschy. And they hear it playing in the car while stuck in traffic, and
Right.
suddenly, boom,
They are 12 years old again.
right back in middle school. seeing their friends' faces in the cafeteria.
It's wild how a song acts like a key to a locked door in your head.
But it doesn't even have to be a song. The sources mention just regular sounds,
Ambient noise, yeah.
like the loud ring of a school bell.
Or a thunderstorm. That was a really good example.
Oh, yeah. Hearing thunder and wanting to hide under a blanket, waiting for your dad to come in and say it's okay.
That deep, physical rumble of the thunder. It's a very strong trigger.
And what about seeing things? Visual memories.
Visual and touch are powerful because it's always the specific details that stick.
Not the big picture.
Right, like nobody remembers every day of third grade.
No way.
But they remember their 8th birthday, not the cake. But they remember seeing a little beagle puppy.
Oh, the dog named Lucky.
Yes! The absolute shock of seeing that puppy walk into the room.
Or the physical feeling, the touch of riding a bike.
A red bike, right.
A bright red bike with plastic streamers on the handles, gripping those handles and feeling the wind on your face.
Those are the things that stay with you forever. And the environment doesn't really matter.
What do you mean by that?
Well, the sources show people from very different places having the same kind of strong sensory memories.
Oh, right. Like the person from the small town.
Yes, playing hide and seek in the evening, climbing old oak trees.
Building a treehouse with rusty nails and old wood. Feeling super safe.
But then you look at someone who grew up in a big, noisy city.
Completely different environment.
Completely. They remember the sound of busy streets, smelling exhaust and street food.
Kicking around a crushed plastic bottle because they didn't have a soccer ball.
Exactly. Feeding ducks in a concrete pond. The setting changes, but the emotion is exactly the same.
And then there was the person in the country.
Oh, the rooster.
Yeah. Getting woken up at 5 in the morning by a loud rooster.
At first, it's super annoying.
It's just awful.
Yeah.
But years later, it becomes this treasured memory. It's mixed with the smell of fresh air and seeing a sky full of stars.
The brain takes those raw senses and turns them into joy.
Okay, wait. Let me push back on this a little bit.
Sure.
Because we are talking about red bikes, sweet pancakes, and starry nights. We look back and say, life was so simple and beautiful.
Right.
But is that actually true? Or is our brain just playing a greatest hits album for us?
That is a really great point.
Are we just filtering out all the bad stuff? Because being a kid isn't always fun,
It's definitely not.
like losing a favorite toy. There was a story about losing a stuffed bear named Brownie.
Yes, or a doll named Sally.
To a child, losing that bear feels like the end of the world. So are we just romanticizing everything?
Well, yes, we are. And it's actually a built-in defense mechanism.
A defense mechanism.
Yes. Psychologists call it the fading effect bias.
Fading effect bias. Okay, what does that actually mean in simple terms?
Basically, your brain slowly erases the bad feelings over time, but keeps the good feelings strong.
Oh, wow. Why does it do that?
Because if you kept all that stress, it would be too much. When you are a kid, your brain can't handle big emotions easily.
Because the prefrontal cortex isn't ready yet.
Exactly. So to a 6-year-old, losing the bear named Brownie causes real panic.
Real physical stress.
Right. But over the years, the brain just softens the memory so you don't have to keep hurting.
That completely explains the story about the broken vase.
Oh, that's the perfect example.
So in the transcripts, 2 kids are playing football inside the house.
Which is always a bad idea.
Always. And it's totally against their mother's rules. So the ball flies, hits a vase, and it shatters everywhere.
Into 100 pieces.
And the person said they felt sheer, absolute terror in that moment.
Pure anxiety.
The mom comes in, she's super angry, they get grounded, no TV for a week, plus extra chores.
And to a kid, a week with no TV feels like a prison sentence.
It's endless misery. But then what happens 20 years later?
They tell the story at Thanksgiving dinner and everyone laughs about it.
Exactly. Becomes a funny, warm joke about being a crazy kid.
That is the fading effect bias working. The brain keeps the facts, the ball, the vase, but it takes away the raw panic.
It compresses the file.
Yes. It leaves you with a funny family story instead of endless pain.
Our brains are literally protecting us from our own childhood.
They are, but as we get a bit older, into the school years, things get harder.
The memories get more complex.
Right. Because the threats aren't just breaking a vase anymore, they become social fears.
Oh, the crucible of growing up. This was the most fascinating part to me.
It's a brutal transition.
Because childhood isn't just joyous freedom. It is a grueling, non-stop process of trial and error.
Facing down very real fears.
And we see it right away on the first day of school.
Stepping out of the family unit and into society.
The sources had a crazy contrast here. One kid is totally terrified. holding their mom's hand with a death grip.
Heart pounding, everything feels dangerous.
The big brick building, the smell of floor wax, the loud noise of the other kids.
Until they meet the teacher.
Mrs. Wilson. She had gray hair, a calm smile. She got down on their level, and the panic finally stopped.
But then, in that very same hallway,
Another kid is completely fine.
barely even says goodbye to their mother.
Just sprints into the classroom, total chaotic energy, and immediately makes a best friend named Danny.
Within 30 seconds.
It just shows how differently we are all wired from day one.
We really are. And that instinct for trial and error touches everything we do.
Especially quitting. The transcripts had so many stories about quitting things.
Which is culturally seen as a bad thing.
Right. Never give up.
But in childhood, quitting isn't a flaw. It's biological.
I loved the story about the swimming pool.
The kid who wouldn't jump in.
Terrified of the deep end. Refused to jump in for 2 whole summers.
Just stood on the stairs in a bathing suit.
Stubbornly refusing to swim.
And then there was the acoustic guitar phase.
The shortest music career ever.
2 weeks. Begged for a guitar. Watched videos. Practiced every day.
And then quit because the steel strings hurt their fingers too much.
The physical pain outweighed the passion.
And the ballet dancer. Started at 6, loved the tutus.
But at 10 years old, got a super strict teacher.
The teacher demanded perfection. It wasn't fun anymore. It felt like a punishment.
So she quit and started reading books instead.
Which became a lifelong passion.
See, society says winners never quit. But when kids quit, it's just a process of elimination.
You have to try 10 things, fail at 5, hate 3, just to find 2 that fit you.
Exactly. You're gathering data about who you are.
So it's basically like being in a department store fitting room.
Oh, with the terrible fluorescent lighting?
The worst lighting.
Yeah.
You put on all these awkward, itchy outfits.
Hobbies you hate, pretending to have a different personality.
You just have to try on the wrong clothes until you find the outfit that is actually you.
But we have to make that analogy even worse.
Worse. How?
The fitting room door is wide open, and all your peers are standing there judging every outfit.
Oh, that is terrifying. And so accurate for the teenage years.
Middle school and high school are brutal.
It's a daily masterclass in feeling like you do not belong on Earth.
Your brain is changing, hormones are everywhere, and all you want is to fit in.
Or at least not be targeted.
Right. There was a source who loved art and obscure music.
But the popular kids only cared about sports.
And they talked about how exhausting it was to constantly monitor their own behavior.
Comparing your behind the scenes to everyone else's highlight reel.
And that was before social media.
Oh, man. I can't even imagine. Today, it's 100 times worse.
Trying on fake identities in front of the whole internet.
And on top of all that social anxiety,
Yeah.
you have first crushes.
Jessica in the 7th grade.
Jessica with the long brown hair and the beautiful smile.
The source said it was an all-consuming obsession.
But they never spoke a single word to her.
Too terrified of rejection.
The entire epic romance just played out in their head during math class.
That's the teenage paradox. Maximum feelings, zero ability to express them.
And right when you are dealing with all of that, somebody hands you a job.
Your first taste of the real world?
A harsh reality check. First jobs are so humbling.
Oh, yeah. Like the ice cream shop story.
Standing for 8 hours scooping rock-hard ice cream.
Until your wrists and arms are just aching.
Or the pizza delivery driver.
Eating the mistake pizzas.
Yeah, eating so much greasy free pizza that they felt sick just looking at it.
These jobs don't pay well, and they aren't glamorous.
Absolute minimum wage.
But they serve a huge psychological purpose.
They cross the bridge from childhood freedom to adult consequence.
When you're a kid, money is just paper. But when you scoop ice cream...
You realize, I have to trade an hour of arm pain just to buy a movie ticket.
It permanently shifts how you view the world.
Which pushes us right into adulthood. That shock when you leave home at 18.
Going to college, moving to a city, joining the military.
It's a violent clash of emotions. You have this huge rush of independence.
And at the exact same time, crushing homesickness.
One person said they cried every single day the first month.
It's the smell of their mom's cooking.
Making tearful phone calls from the dorm room. And they were only an hour away.
But psychologically, they were on another planet.
Because you cross the threshold into adulting. And it's a cruel trick.
It really is.
Think about it. When you're 10, you want to be an adult. You think, I can eat cereal for dinner whenever I want. I can leave my clothes on the floor.
And you can. That is technically true.
But what's the trick?
The trick is that total freedom means total consequence. You can eat cereal for dinner, but you have to drive to the store, buy it, And pay the electric bill so the lights turn on when you eat it.
And eventually schedule a doctor's appointment because your body is failing from only eating cereal.
Exactly. No one is there to fix it. You have to maintain your own life.
It's exhausting.
Yeah.
And that leads to this really heartbreaking conflict in the sources.
Dreams versus practicality.
When we are kids, we want to be astronauts, authors, rock stars.
But life gets complicated.
But people don't usually give up their dreams in one dramatic moment.
No, it happens very slowly. Imperceptibly.
Life gets expensive, you get tired, you get a mortgage, maybe kids,
People start relying on you.
and suddenly safety looks really, really attractive.
It's a relief from the anxiety.
There was a beautiful quote in the sources about this. Fear wearing a respectable outfit.
Such a powerful phrase.
I can't stop thinking about it. Because fear doesn't say, I'm terrified, let's quit.
Right. It puts on a suit.
It holds a spreadsheet and a 12-month calendar and says, this isn't practical right now, let's wait a few years.
And we completely believe it.
Because it sounds logical.
But we have to be careful here. There's a difference between playing it safe and showing healthy restraint.
Okay, what is the difference?
Playing it safe is avoiding discomfort at all costs. You stop asking what you really want and just ask what is least risky.
Survival over fulfillment.
Yes. But restraint is different. Restraint is controlling your impulses.
Like if you hate your corporate job.
Right. You're angry and burned out. Quitting on the spot and moving to a cabin in the woods might feel like courage.
But it's actually just a panic attack.
An emotional tantrum. Healthy restraint is saying, I need a change, but I won't ruin my life today just to escape this pressure.
You plan it out strategically.
Exactly.
But here's the tricky part. How do you know the difference?
It's hard.
How do you know if you are using wise restraint or if you just let the manager of practicality take over your whole life?
You have to be incredibly self-aware. You have to ask yourself hard questions.
And if you don't?
Then you risk living an inherited life.
An inherited life. Let's dig into that. What is that?
It's when you follow a path someone else laid out for you. You don't choose it.
You just adopt your parents' idea of success.
Or your culture's idea of a good job. You inherit their anxieties and their timelines for marriage and houses.
You just start walking the path because it's easy.
And you spend decades trying to be successful at a life you didn't choose.
And even if you succeed.
You feel this hollow sadness, like a ghost in your own house.
Because you ignored what actually matters to your core self.
You suppressed your curiosity to be practical.
And realizing that is terrifying. You ask, whose life am I living?
Which brings us to the next big theme, unpacking family history.
Yes. To understand why we live an inherited life, we have to look at the people we inherited it from.
Our deeply flawed, deeply human parents and grandparents.
The sources shift here to opening that physical box of old photos and letters.
Or a grandfather's diary.
Reading that diary gives you this heartbreaking realization. You finally see them as vulnerable people.
They weren't born knowing everything. They were on a messy journey.
The transcripts describe seeing a parent coming back from a war, trying to act normal.
Or a young married couple terrified of going broke.
There was that detail about moving to Wolverhampton in 1950.
Yes. Hoping for a better life.
You look at the anxiety in their eyes in the picture, and you realize they were just as nervous as you are today.
It violently humanizes them.
And the grandfather's diary had a specific entry that really hit me.
From his mother-in-law.
Yes. She told him that as you get older, all the older generation passes away.
And you are left with this massive regret.
The regret of never asking them about their internal lives, their fears, their dreams.
While they were sitting right across the table from you.
Why do we do this? Why do we fail to ask our parents these questions before it's too late?
Because of the present moment. Our behavior is dictated by our immediate environment.
So if I'm sitting in the living room with my dad on a Tuesday,
You're thinking about the dog or making tea or the TV show.
the social friction is just too high to suddenly say, Dad, what were your biggest fears when you were 25?
It violates the casual script of the room. It feels too intense.
So the mundane present distracts us.
And there's a generational barrier, too.
Oh, the difference in parenting. The sources talked about this.
In the mid-20th century, parenting was pragmatic. Put food on the table, keep them out of jail.
Very straightforward.
But today, the pressure is huge. You have to manage their psychology, screen time, get them into college.
So we look at our parents and think, they grew up in a simpler time. They wouldn't understand my modern stress.
And because we assume they wouldn't understand, we don't ask them.
It's like having a biography of our family, but we only read chapter 10.
We ignore the origin story.
We don't know why they're frugal or distant or anxious. And by the time the book ends, those pages are lost forever.
We never find out why practicality took over their life.
Which could explain why it's taking over ours.
Exactly. So how do we break the cycle?
The sources talked about the vocabulary of nostalgia,
The linguistic tools we use.
like saying, oh, we go way back, or calling a song a throwback.
Or smelling a book and saying, that takes me back.
They aren't just slang. They're ways to bond with people over shared vulnerability
You lower your social armor. You invite someone to share their history.
and share family wisdom, like the grandfather's diary advice.
Do not rush. Think first, act second.
It sounds cliché, but it's vital. It's the voice of restraint fighting the panic of the present.
If we synthesize all these sources, a few core truths emerge.
Number 1, high school popularity means nothing.
Absolutely nothing in the real world.
All that cafeteria drama is completely irrelevant later.
Number 2, it is mandatory to fail.
Failure is just data collection.
The fitting room of life. And number 3, it's okay to be different.
Stop forcing yourself into a mold that doesn't fit.
If you are authentic, the right people stay in your life.
And finally, see your parents as people.
Deeply flawed, beautiful individuals navigating the same mystery you are.
So, to you, listening right now, how do you break the small talk at your next family dinner?
It takes bravery. You have to sit in the awkwardness.
Look them in the eye and say, I realize there's something I never asked you.
It'll be awkward for 10 seconds, but it might change everything.
Let's tie this all together. Childhood is built on sensory triggers. Teenage failures forge our identity.
Adulthood is a balance of dreams and practicality.
And family history is a fleeting resource we have to engage with.
Understanding where you came from is the only compass for where you are going.
So here's a provocative thought for you to mull over.
Oh, the digital dark age.
Yeah. Imagine it's 50 years from now. Someone from the next generation goes looking for your history.
They won't find a dusty box of Polaroids.
No.
Yeah.
They'll find a digital void. Passwords, encrypted drives, clouds that get deleted when the credit card expires.
We are the most documented generation, but we might leave the fewest physical artifacts.
If there's no box for them to open in 2080, what story survives about you?
Only the impact you have on the people in the room with you right now.
So if they can't open a box to figure you out later, what questions do you hope they ask you today?
Why you can still answer.
That's the ultimate question. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive. Go ask someone you love a meaningful question today.